fucking kidding me?
Yeah. You are tuned in live to Seriously Not Another Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Ready. You could be anywhere, but you're here live. Shout out to AC. AC is on her way here, running a little behind on her way here. Should be here in, not too long. She's getting her little late issue. Shout out to AC.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hope everybody feeling good tonight. I hope, everybody week went well. I can't sit here and ask her about her week, but, when she get here, I most definitely will ask her about her week. I hope everybody that's tuning in live, already, so that's funny. I hope everybody that's listening live checked out No Rules podcast that aired Wednesday night. And them dudes is funny, man. They got something nice, man. If you miss it, tune in. In the new year, it most definitely will be Sundays. We've been doing it Wednesdays, but that's to get the ball rolling. But soon after the new year, it most definitely will be at your neck on Sunday nights. Shout out to Ill Will, Mark and Info. No Rules podcast. Go listen to it here on Spreaker. Of course, iTunes, Google, Spotify, Castbox. But I had a topic, of course, that I always start the show with a topic, man, that usually is somewhat personal. Oh, hold on, I didn't even take a shot. Hold on, y'all. Let me give it. I'm sitting here taking a shot by myself. Let me get the shot cracking. Actually, it's a full cup. 1 second. All right, so it's something recent that I dealt with, and I was talking to a relative of mine, and it brought up something that I felt like when I was younger. I was way younger. I was in the middle of it, and I didn't know how to handle the situation. So what happened was, there's two people that that I dearly care about, and one knew from the sandbox. One I grew into having a shout out. Wait, hold on, man. Shout out to Nympho. Nympho in the building, man. Well, not in the building. He in the message boards. Now, this situation, I was in the middle of it, and when you in the middle of two people that's dealing with each other, and them equally, it's hard for you to sit and be like, okay, what, and it's stuff going on, but where do that put you at? You know what I'm saying? Because it's to me, back then, it was a lose-lose situation. Excuse me. I couldn't be, it wasn't no right at that time. Like, I feel like I couldn't be right with this person. If I was right with this person, I'd be wrong with that one, and vice versa. So what I ended up doing was I just took myself out of the equation, and I backed out of the middle, and I shied away from both parties. And you know, it from what I got was it and this and it was like I was upset about the situation that was going on, but that was far from the truth. The truth was that I didn't know how to be in the middle of a situation that two people dealing with each other and be the right person and be like, yo, this is happening without you know how it is when you growing up and street rules be like, yo, you can't say this because you know we homies, nigga, and homies don't do that. But on the other side, it's like, fuck, like I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know what to do, so I back away from it, and you know every what I knew would happen happened, and it blew up, and it put a strain on my relationship with uh with one of the people in this situation. And to this day, I don't like to like, if I talk to a woman, I don't want to talk to a woman that excuse me, that I met through somebody, or friends with this friend, because it can start something to where you people can be in your business, and I don't want to put somebody in the middle of a situation like, oh well, why you didn't tell me, your homegirl was like this, or why you didn't tell me your homeboy is like this, and and it was a similar situation that happened, and it was like, when it blew up, in which I knew it didn't end well. And when that strain happened, it was like, damn, like I knew this was coming, but what can I do? It's like just sitting there waiting on the fucking freight train to come smack you. You tired. You know what's gonna happen. I mean, but what can I do because of these so-called unwritten rules and of the streets, and the unwritten rule of the bro code. Uh, and it's unfortunate because with with the person that the relationship was strained on, like that was like she was like my road dog, like super tight. And you know uh it just, I don't know, like it never, times went on, and it never got discussed, and something that that happened, it made me think about it, and to where I wouldn't want to, how can I put it, I wouldn't want that I wouldn't want to be in that situation again. And maybe some of you that's listening live have been in that situation where you know you have, it's like a enter at your own risk. If you got a homegirl, that sleep around, and you got a homie that's trying to talk to her and be serious or whatnot, you would be like, yo, you know, I'm telling you this, I don't want to be a part of it because I know this type of person, and I don't want the shit come back to me. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't vocal with me. I wasn't vocal like that back then. And I think if it happened now to this day, I would handle it way different. For one, I'm how many years older? That shit was almost 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. That shit was almost 20 years ago. So of course I'm a different man. I done went through things in life that gave me a certain outlook on life. I done did things and lost people, and in the midst of that, it changes you. So you have a different outlook on things. And I was just sitting back, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn, like what the relationship would have been like now, you know, if that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so much time went by, years went by, and it was like it's just gone because, I think I may have been like 18 at the time. Just turned 18 or something crazy. So, I'm 35 now, so you do the math. So much time went by, time lost, times that could have been celebrated, times that, just being there for one another, and it's unfortunate. And, I wouldn't want that or have somebody go through that because, it's a difficult situation. And maybe it was just difficult because I was younger and I was a different person then. Like, I don't think I wasn't as gamed or well prepared for life at that age. Like, even though I had just turned 18, like, you fresh out of high school, you think you grown, but you ain't grown because you still at your people's crib and shit. Like, you still not making full decisions on your own. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was just a trip how I would think, like, and I know going forward, dealing with individuals in this podcast situation that's going on, to where there will be individuals around each other. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stop it. I can't prevent people that's dealing with this a workplace, because there's already men here, there's already women here, women coming, so I can't prevent, things from happening. I can't stop things to happen. However, I just don't want it to trickle and, mess with things that we got going here. Because if y'all don't know, man, Townhouse Media, we got some shit going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, like, if shit happen, look, shit happen. It just don't let it fold into what we have going. These golden moments that we doing and moving forward with, with this here empire that we starting up. Have any, I don't know, man, maybe it's just me. If you dealt with it, or you feel like maybe I dealt with the situation wrong, or you've been in that situation, you wanna speak on it, put your 2 cents in, you can call in 213-618-8961. You can call in and voice your opinion. Hold on now. She done came in the building. Hold on now.
Son of a bitch.
Go ahead, put your shit on.
Hey.
Can you hear?
I think I hear myself.
Go ahead.
Hear myself.
Tell the people what's up. We live.
What's happening?
That nigga said, sound like you might need a co-host for the night. Nah, she here, Jay.
Nah.
She here. She here.
You don't need no co-host, you bitch. I'm like, this nigga smoking black. Nigga resolution.
Nah, it's a cigar.
A little cigar issue. What's
Yeah.
happening, ladies and gentlemen? Better late than never. I am here.
And that shit was timed perfectly.
Oh, great.
I just finished. I just finished the joint. You said it was gonna end up like that. So how you doing?
I am here. I'm well. It's always awkward when you walk in like right in the middle of something.
Okay, well, you
and
know
late.
What? Well, we'll do this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
We'll start the whole show over for AC.
What's happening? It's only right.
You are still tuned in live to Seriously Not Another Podcast. I am your co-host, being ready. Joined with my beautiful co-host, AC.
What's happening?
And that's what I like about live. We can do what the fuck we want to do. Motherfuckers probably like, how this nigga just redo the intro to the show?
A little Felly Felt issue.
I gotta represent. I gotta represent for the queen of the show. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you.
What you looking for? You looking for that?
I'm looking for the plug. I need a plug.
Hold on. What kind of plug we talking?
The plug.
You got to be careful. The new setup is over there, so you know it's over there. Let me turn this shit off. So hey, see, how was your week? Let's jump right into it. How was your week?
Well, my week has been up and down, but it ended fantastically. Yesterday was wild. Like, take a deep breath. First of all, let me take this shot. Let's fall back. The order matters. Let's get this order right.
You see how it was poured? Was it poured?
Yeah, I see. It's like, okay, basically you said, so this is your serving for the evening. And it's like, basically a get fucked up issue, right? Like from the start, right?
Yeah, why not?
I wish they could see this shit. My shit is not live yet, but basically it's like, okay, here you go.
Cheers.
Ugh. I'm going to put this on ice.
That shit is
and in
not
case
bad.
you guys didn't know, we are drinking Honey Jack. So in case y'all don't know.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Those that know. So.
Girl, bye.
Right. But so yesterday, my daughter is in Girl Scouts, and she had a Girl Scouts meeting. Generally the meeting is held in one location.
Okay.
And the location it was supposed to be held at, it wasn't held there. So long story short,
last minute change.
One of the parents was gracious enough to hold it at her house. She lives in on a lovely street, so no shade to her street at all. Just so happened that there were some young teenagers having a little situation at the time that, the parents were arriving. And so when I had been made privy to the fact that there was a situation, I was like, something told me, I was like, I don't know if my gut was like, I don't know if I feel like going. Plus I had just left from the dentist. I was already running late. I was like, man, I don't know if I should come. But it was Nia's best friend's birthday weekend. And so they were going to be having cupcakes for her. And I was like, okay, I got to go. So long story short, I went and happened to go outside. And I heard one of the teenagers saying like, oh, I'm about to shoot or something like that. And I kind of brushed it off because I'm like, man, they some kids, like whatever. So then like the irony of it though is that the kids were doing like a safety exercise for their safety award or whatever. We're talking about safety plans.
Your kids.
The Girl Scouts.
Yeah, okay.
We're talking about a safety award in the event that they were to get in a situation like talk about exit strategy, like knowing how to exit the house, like if you got to break the window in case there's a fire, like, safety shit.
Right.
And a few seconds later, we hear gunshots.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And so, of course, we're like, what the fuck? Like, we didn't think we'd be having to execute the safety issue like
Y'all
right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, mind you, like I said, lovely home. She had nice open windows, like, which are facing towards the front of the house.
Right.
And so she lived on the corner house, and then the situation was happening like the second house from the corner. So we don't know where the shit's coming from.
Right.
So my first thought is like, okay, let's take all the kids like to the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So we start taking the kids towards the back of the house so that we're not like in any like range of, any potential crossfire. Point being is just to say, like, I realized from that situation that I need to really start following my gut, because for whatever reason, something was telling me like, maybe I didn't need to go, And like I said, it didn't have anything to do with this lady's house, but it's just, how sometimes when you feel your intuition tells you like you don't need to do something, but you still do it anyway.
Right.
And it could be anything, whether it be a relationship, a job, or otherwise, or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to share this story with everybody because I know my boy Ben Ready always talking about red flags or whatever. And I didn't get the opportunity to hear his story beforehand to chime in, but in line with whatever he may have potentially been talking about, like, there's sometimes red flags or intuitions that come up and we ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so I just wanted to kind of share that, because this might be a message to somebody that if there's something that you feel in your gut about something, don't ignore that shit. Like, if it's a party somebody invited you to and your gut's telling you don't go, and you like fuck it, I'm gonna go because I don't want them to be mad. Let them be mad, because what if some shit go down and then you could have got fucking shot that night? You know what I'm saying?
Son of a bitch.
I had something like that happen a while ago, where it's like me and one of my homegirls went to this little party, and you know, I was skeptical because I'm like, just the name alone was like, it was some shit like Ratchet City or some shit like that. And I was like, ooh, that don't even sound like some shit I should be at. Are you
fucking kidding me?
No, y'all know I'm with the fuckery. I'm with the shits. But a nigga is getting older. I don't need to be at certain shit, you know? But, you know, every now and then, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and go because we having a good time. I'm going to keep the party going.
Right.
Now, my contact lenses got to tripping and shit, and I don't feel comfortable when I can't see. And the way the shit was set up, it was like a corner situation. So it was like you go upstairs and then you're like in a corner. So I'm already thinking like, okay, if some shit pop off, I can't just get out. Like, I'm always thinking of an exit strategy. You know what I mean? So long story.
That's unfortunate.
But I'm just set up like
you
that.
Got to be.
Like, because I was a Girl Scout. You know what I'm saying? So I always think about my safety plans, you know? So long story short, my contacts were tripping. So I was like, I'm about to leave, y'all. Like, I got to go because my contact's tripping. I need to at least go while I can still see. A few minutes later, my homegirls called me, tell me that somebody got shot right after I left.
And that was the gut feeling.
So, you know, I just, like I said, just sharing with someone, follow your gut, you know.
Follow the guts.
You know, it could be for any reason. You may not even realize it, but that gut is God telling you, like, fall back.
Now, with your daughter's situation, did anybody ever find out what happened? Like, why these
We never found out. Like I said, it just happened yesterday, and our priority was just like making sure our kids were safe. All our kids had school the following day, so we just wanted to make sure that they got home at a decent hour because, you know, we already weren't prepared for the last minute change. And then on top of that,
damn, that's crazy.
You know, that shit happened. So it was like, you know, we were making so many adjustments that it was like not even crazy. But shout out to our troop. I'm not going to say the number, but they know who they are. Shout out to our troop because we so cool, calm, and collected, and man, just covered, you know, that our kids didn't even necessarily realize what was going on, and we were able to maintain the situation, and our kids are prepared, and I just feel really blessed. And today was just a kick-ass day because
today was
I
lovely.
had a bomb-ass ice cream cone issue. Have you ever been to Jenny's in Los Feliz?
No.
You need to.
You had Jimmy's ice cream cone.
I had some ice cream called brown butter almond brittle. Nigga, that shit is life-changing.
That shit sounds like some old epic.
And then the waffle cone was called like butter crisp waffle cone.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit was like butter sugar crispy. Oh, nigga, like... Yeah. Dude, it was better than sex. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be cool if I don't get no dick for like the rest of the year. I mean, granted, it's only 2 weeks, but still.
Girl, bye.
I mean, I'm good. Where's the plug?
Down there.
So that's my week in a nutshell.
Now,
my shit's not gonna stretch down here.
Yikes. I don't know if you if you want to turn on the monitor so you can see the message boards.
I need to charge my phone because I only have 8%.
8%.
Can I plug it to the laptop or something?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like on life support. Can I plug it to the monitor or anything?
Here you go.
Thank you. Oof.
Watch it cut. Now, this week, you know, I did the No Rules podcast, right?
Yes,
as I said in the beginning.
Shout out.
That nigga Nympho was here, and he brought you. He left you a shirt.
Okay.
And you know how you was asking me like, oh, you know, and you asked me what kind of shirt was it.
Oh Lord, yes.
And I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you live on the show. So
yes.
I'm about Nympho's in the. He's in the message board. So I'm about to pop open her.
God damn.
I'm about to pop open her shirt. I mean,
you said pop open the shirt.
I'm about to show her the new shirt.
What does it say? Those titties, though.
Hashtag those titties, though.
What the fuck, Nympho? Oh my god! Oh my god!
This shit kind of medium though, like
right.
That shit gonna look like a cutoff.
I know, right? That's like a for the house issue.
This shit gonna look like a training, bro.
Let me see that shit. Let me see. Do you mind if I stretch it? Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. I see the vision.
Hashtag.
Okay.
What it say? Hashtag what?
You ain't got my shit all dirty, nigga. Damn.
Nah, that shit was on there.
God damn.
I don't know what that pink
shit done been through a war already.
That shit got a pink something
God
on there.
Damn.
I ain't got nothing pink over here.
Okay. All right.
But
well,
you could, I guess you probably could take a picture and then have the hashtag.
Why was I thinking that? I'm like, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Talk Flirty's in. Hold on.
Yeah, turn the monitor on. I need to see what the people are saying.
It's the top button on the right hand side.
Right.
Yeah, go down. Right there. There you go. If it's plugged up, hopefully it's plugged up. Shit. Okay, so Talk Flirty. Nikki F.
Wet.
She yes. Nikki F. Wet, aka
Pink for breast cancer.
Mocha.
Pink for breast cancer.
AKA Mocha Honest. She's a nut. She's a nut. That's my dog right there. But I'm not gonna go into detail what her post was about, but it was hilarious. So are we ready?
Insider. An inside issue. All the way inside the issue.
38 special.
Yeah, 38.
Okay, so
now. Okay.
Now one of the topics I wanted to talk about was on my timelines. There's right now. I don't know if it's the weather. There's a shitload of women that's posting these memes and these long ass posts about how they next relationship's going to be their last. Oh, I can't wait for the relationship. This and this is going to be me and Bae when I finally get him. Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to figure out why it's so many women hell-bent on relationships. Like, and why don't I see men posting these kind of posts?
Because they already got about 5 bitches thinking they in a relationship with them.
Oh, shit.
I mean, how you gonna say that shit when a bitch think that she's in a relationship with you already?
Okay, so for the women though, why are so many women like hell bent on being in relationships?
Because it's cold. It's fucking cold right now, nigga. Like, let it be fucking summertime.
They don't care. They just out trying to get their SmackDown issue.
I mean, I don't know.
Now,
I mean, what do you want from me?
No. I really have a hard time understanding why so many and on my timeline, I don't know what it is. My timeline is like some bipolar shit.
I can't see the chat.
Half of the women there are want to be in relationships. The other half are male bashing.
Okay, hold on. Nympho said women are attention whores and want it to be known they're single and horny.
Is that what you feel?
I agree?
You feeling some just in that?
I mean, if they got time,
Get that one-on-one.
I mean,
Okay, I mean,
I would never post some shit like that on my timeline. I think one day I was bored and I said some shit like, damn, it sucks to be cute and bored or some shit like that. But I've never said no shit like, oh, like when I get a nigga, man, we gonna do this and that. Like I've never said no shit like that. That shit is like
so
kind of weak.
So is cute and bored different from ugly and bored?
Like I expect ugly people to be bored. I mean, no shade, but I mean, like,
damn.
You know,
bitch. You now why you expect ugly people to be bored?
I mean, I don't know, because they ain't got shit to do. Or I don't know. Why you look at me like that though?
What?
You like, oh my god.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, why ugly people? You know how many ugly motherfuckers out here that's booed up?
Hey, and they're bored.
No,
just because you booed up don't mean you're having fun.
Oh, it's just for attention. What the fuck? Oh, she laughing. I don't know if she's saying what the fuck to
She probably saying what the fuck to me. What's up, talk lady? What's happening, girl?
Now, Nikki F. Wet is her new her. She got a new name on. She was saying she knew that her new name was gonna come up on the No Roots podcast. She was in there. Shout out to her, our sister. I don't know if you say sister station or our sister cast, whatever you want to call it. If those listening live, please look up Talk Flirty, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, of course. You want to catch her. I don't know if she do live. I can't remember if she do live or not. Forgive me, Mocha Hannes. Now you got your shit. You got your shit together. You over there struggling
bruh.
She over here struggling with the tripod.
Yeah, my tripod is acting like a nigga right now.
She can't even. She having a hard time making that shit stand
not
up.
follow instructions at all. Look.
Okay, it's standing up now. What's wrong with it?
It looked like a nigga where he like lightweight hard, but like really not though. Like, nigga, are you ready or not, nigga? God damn it, you fucking with me. I don't know, and I'm not sure. I don't feel confident. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry.
Okay, so now
I feel good about this.
You good? You got your angles?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's now to talk about this something real quick. This is something that just happened yesterday. Those that know Ebro at Hot 97, him and what's the white dude name? I can't think of his name right now. But however, on their show, they had Kodak Black on there, and I understand like people do things for ratings, and you know you always have these guys like people in the industry is so finicky because they have like. 1 minute they sit here like, you know, we got to protect our brothers and, you know, black and, you know, we got to protect our own and blah, blah, blah. Well, they have Kodak Black on there. They have an interview go fine. And I don't know if they felt like if it was boring or they didn't get nowhere. At the end of the episode, Ebro goes to say, yeah, so, you know, what's going on with those sexual, what's the shit? The sexual, what's the sex charges that motherfuckers getting in trouble for? What's that? What they call it?
Sex charges?
The sexual abuse. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it is. Sexual something. I guess against a woman. And yeah, I hope it's against a woman. But
like lascivious conduct, or what do they call that shit?
He spoke on. He brought it up, and Kodak was like, you know, he didn't say shit. Then Peter Rosenberg, the white dude, he thought it was funny. And he was like, well. Let's bring up another topic. Let's talk about, I'm pretty sure you'd be interested in, you know, they said, Steph Curry said what America didn't land on the moon. You know what I'm saying? So it got to a point to where it's like they're punking him because he's a young dude. Now, my thing is with them, if it was like some real, like, and he got some real niggas around him, them Haitian niggas ain't fucking around. You know what I'm saying? But they better be careful next time.
Is Kodak Black Haitian?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, he Haitian. Now,
okay.
I felt like they was punking him because he's a young dude. I think he like 18, 19. He young as fuck.
Kodak Black is only 18, 19?
Yeah, he's not 21 yet.
Oh. Never knew that either.
You know, and he was like, you know, y'all talking about bullshit. Let's talk about something else. Ebro like, nah, you ain't about to tell me what to talk about on my show. And he was like, well, you know, I can get up out of here. Okay, well, get out of here, nigga. You know, and it's unfortunate that you got this grown ass nigga, 40 something, and you punking the youth. You know what I'm saying? So when you put niggas in this situation, that's funny. When you put niggas in this situation, you're starting more. What happened to the support the black man, keep the black man down? Like, we don't know if he's guilty or not, and we can't act like there have been niggas who got charges against him that didn't do it. You know, Brian Banks, the football player that was supposed to go to USC, got locked up for 5 years, lost his whole shit. He was supposed to go to the pros, all because the chick lied. She got $2 million. Come to find out, they got on record, said she lied just to get money. Guilty. What happened to guilty until proven innocent, man? I mean, guilty until proven innocent until proven guilty.
Until proven guilty. That shit never existed. That shit never existed.
Yeah, for us for sure. That shit don't fuck with us. It might work for you. You a little hot yellow.
Nigga, I'm full ass Nigerian. What do you mean?
Whoa!
I'm Nigerian and a motherfucker, my nigga.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I got the receipts.
Wait, so your shit say? I thought it was something else. It's Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian. And
50% European.
No, nigga.
How many?
I'm every bit of 32% Nigerian.
That's pretty high. I see it.
Right.
I see it.
Okay. Thank you. And I am every bit of Congolese.
Okay.
And they say I got some Guinean and some Senegambian, and I got a little bit of what you call that shit, British and Irish or whatever that.
You know exactly what that shit is. Okay, you know what that shit is.
Yeah,
okay, so
but anyway, so Kodak Black is Haitian.
Haitian, yes, he's Haitian.
I don't know.
You know, you have to. I don't know, man. Niggas gotta pick sides, and I understand that. You know, they radio stations getting killed by the Breakfast Club, and they have to do like shenanigans for this. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
Can I talk about the situation I want to tell you about?
The shit you wanted.
Remember, I wanted to tell you that little situation.
Yeah, you wanted my natural reaction.
I wanted to tell you about a little situation. So now I got to recall. Okay, so I had a friend who.
A friend.
Has a friend.
A friend that has a friend.
It's a friend who she has been dating off and on for quite some time. Okay. And they're kind of like more on an off stage right now.
Yeah, just lay the smack down every now and then.
Yeah, not so much. They haven't even been doing that for quite some time. Okay. And she had been living her best life, and he happened to call her one evening, and she happened to be like, "Okay, fine, you can come over." So he came over. Okay, and she was a little intoxicated. And I think she had gone to the restroom, and she was in the restroom for quite some time. And she can't recall the rest because she was intoxicated. So it's inconclusive what happened between here and what I'm about to tell you what happened. But all she knows is that she walked out of her restroom, and she had fucking Simply Lemonade poured all over her fucking couch. And then when she went in her room, she had Simply Lemonade poured all over her fucking bed. And then the nigga had the nerve to pull her fucking cover back over her bed, like to act like shit was normal. And then it was lemonade poured all over her fucking bed.
Ooh,
okay?
What kind of fucking...
So I told her, I was like, well, maybe, do you think maybe like you was like in the bathroom, like talking to like another nigga or something, and you just was like loaded and didn't realize you was doing that or something, and then he like flipped out or whatever? And she don't know because she like really don't remember what happened, right? So long story short, I'm only bringing this up to say, like, what kind of nigga would even think to do some shit like that? Like,
Simply Lemonade.
You pour lemonade all over a bitch's like couch,
but it's Simply Lemonade.
And her couch is fabric. It's fabric. It's not even leather. His shit is not leather.
Fuck the couch. That's some expensive ass lemonade.
Like, fuck the couch. What's up with this lemonade issue though? Like, lemonade, we need that. It's a mixer.
That's the fire lemonade.
Man.
Joint. Now, I don't get it. I don't get why would he that.
And so my point in bringing this up was just to say that I wouldn't expect a man to do something like that, because I was like, for him to have like, for one thing, for him to have did it to the couch, okay, that was one issue. And then he went from the couch to the bedroom. So I'm like, you sat there and thought about it, like, okay, I got time. Now I could do this shit to the bed and then pull the cover over. It just led me to think about some shit like, when you hear that, you would automatically think a woman would do some shit like that, right?
I didn't want to say it because I know you would have jumped down.
No, I'm throwing it out there. Like, that sounds like something like a woman scorn would do, right?
Right.
So then it made me think about like a topic like, do y'all think that in today's society that men are far more emotional than women? Because I've been noticing certain things in the dating world, because for those that don't know, I am married but single. This is no secret here.
Son of a
like,
bitch.
you know, I'm legally married, but like I'm not married because like I'm like not, it's a long story.
Are you
So,
fucking kidding me?
The point is that, you know, ain't shit happening because like, you know, it's been some situations where what'd she say? Oh my God, I know how to, yes, right. She knows how it goes. So it's been some situations where it just seems to me like men are far more emotional than what I'm used to. Now, granted, I'm not that old. I'm only 33, but I've been dating for the most part since I was 16. So that's, I got some longevity out here.
You got some longevity.
Okay. I'm not used to men being the way they are now.
Well,
you know,
I can't say that because I think like around that age when we was like in our teens and young kids, I think more women was getting their ass beat back then. Yeah. It just wasn't getting reported, and they would go back to niggas. Yeah.
Wait. I'm not talking about like women in a different like age group. I'm talking about like our
peers. Our peers?
Our age group?
No. Now I'm saying that.
So like, in other words, like
back in the day, women, like when you saying that men are far more emotional now.
Okay, so I'm talking about within our generation. So in other words, like I feel like niggas within our age group compared to what they were when we was even in our early 20s.
Okay.
I feel like now y'all are more guarded, more like emotional, and then like even when y'all do spaz, y'all do shit like this. I would never expect a nigga to do no shit like this. Like, I would expect the dude to just peel out or like do some shit like swerve on a hoe and like just go fuck with another bitch or something and not like just do some like ballistic shit like this.
This is what I'm saying.
This is crazy.
I wouldn't say y'all. This nigga, first of all, y'all ain't wasting no high ass lemonade.
He's still stuck on this lemonade issue. Though.
The fire's lemonade.
He ain't letting that go.
Now on top of that, we need to know what the fuck happened.
And see, that's the hard part. I don't know all the details, but my
some
speculation.
Hardcore drugs going on? Was it some?
No, I don't think it was any drugs. Maybe some alcohol.
Pill popping animal.
No drugs. No drugs.
Okay.
I think it was just maybe like some drinking that had occurred.
It must have been honey. It must have been Honey Jack.
Maybe Henny. More likely Henny. Knowing the friend that it was probably Henny.
Henny thing.
Or maybe possible. A margarita.
Margarita. Margarita.
Possible margarita issue. You know.
Now, I can say possible. Like I think when I was just talking to my boy about that this morning. I think when it comes to relationship situations, I think men get more hurt or can't deal with hurt from a woman like a woman can deal with hurt from a man. I don't know. It's because maybe more women are used to getting hurt by men, and it's like, okay, I can deal with it. Most men ain't used to getting hurt by women. They usually do the hurting. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like once the rabbit got the gun, it's no fun.
Got him.
So you got a nigga out here just been playing, females all his life, and it finally happened. The nigga like damn near about to die. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why that happened. Now, why the nigga went to go get, not like, my nigga, why would you why he get the lemonade, bro? He could have went. Look, wait,
stuck on this lemonade.
Let me tell you, this is what I'm saying. If you gonna be stupid, don't be half-ass stupid. Let's think about it. Lemonade can wash out. It's not gonna fuck up her shit. It'll wash out. If that nigga would have went and got the cooking oil and poured the shit on there, the shit would have stained. She would have had the strip of the oil everywhere, fucked up. Need a new couch. You know what I'm saying? Or new spreads. I mean, you did all that shit for nothing. You wasted all that energy to pour some fucking juice that's gonna wash out. And lemonade is damn near clear, so you're not gonna see it. It's just gonna look wet.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. I mean, I don't know. I can't really explain what his thought process was at that time.
Yeah.
It almost seems to me like maybe he was thinking that, you know, he knew good enough not to really like do nothing too extreme, but he wanted to do something that was still going to like hurt her. You know what I'm saying? But even then, like,
was she hurt by that shit? Like she was hurt by the lemonade on that shit?
I mean, she was definitely bothered because it's like right before the holidays and you doing some shit like that. Like, you know, she gonna be hosting something at her house soon. Like, for you to do some shit like that.
You know, and
I don't know.
I don't know what could have been said for him to throw a nutty and splash her shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she must have drunk like the whole pitcher of margarita and just blacked out like loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there before. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess what I really want to know, Beehive said Lisa wasn't soda. I guess what I'm really trying to figure out is what's up with you niggas?
Not you niggas.
I mean,
don't throw everybody.
What's happening?
What's happening? What?
What that shit do? Like what?
That's not no average everyday nigga shit. That's some sucker nigga shit.
Nifo said, "Dude, if you want to bother her, leave a dick." I'm not reading the rest of that shit. Nifo is not about to come with that shit. He's too much. It's too much. You know what, Nifo? I can't. Anywho. What the fuck? Lord have mercy.
Oh, I read it. I read it and I thought it said leave her.
Go back. I'm gonna read. Leave a dead body on her sheets.
That's funny.
Nympho, really?
Nympho might be like fucking Dexter.
I think he like, might be like Dexter. What do you call those people who like are enthused by like dead bodies or killing people? Is that called like a psychopath?
I don't know if he's a psychopath. I think he would. You familiar with the TV show Dexter?
Yes.
You know, he's a cop or a crime scene investigator by day and, you know, murder at night. But he's only murdering people that did shit wrong.
Okay. So he's one of those people who convinces himself that he's like saving the world by killing people.
Right.
It was a movie about that. What was that movie called where it was like, but it was about the religion shit. It was like some religious people who, what's that dude's name? That shit was a good ass movie. What was his name? Not Bill Gates, but it was a religious, yes, sadist. That's what it's called, right? The movie where the guy was killing people and convincing himself that God was telling him to kill these people. And he was even getting his son involved in shit like that.
Well, that sounds like Dexter.
It was a good ass movie. It wasn't Dexter though, but it was a good ass movie.
Oh,
I gotta figure out the name of that movie.
Nympho said religion. You know, so did you now? I don't know if you heard the full episode of episode 37.
37.
Where me and Nympho went into a deep dive about him being atheist.
Yeah, I did.
You know, so that's why he just put like religion in there, like, you know. I don't know if you've seen that. He's like religion, like, you know.
I'm Christian by default. I've been in the church like forever. I went to Christian school my whole life. I graduated from St. Bernard. Shout out to the Vikings. Like it's embedded in me, you know. So with that part, like I can't subscribe to that. I don't disrespect people for what they believe in, but people who don't believe in anything, I don't understand that. You gotta believe in something or you'll fall for anything. So I don't get that part. And I hear people sometimes say like, oh, that religion is faith-based and all that, but at the same time, like I literally see like proof every day that God exists just through everyday life of my family and my friends. I see them progressing and all that. So I don't know, like now I do think that humans take religion and fuck that shit up. Absolutely.
Explain.
So in other words, like anybody can take the Bible and manipulate a verse to work to their advantage. Because one thing I will say is that people have to keep in mind that the Bible was written thousands of years ago. So the context was intended for that time period. Now, a good pastor will translate that shit in a way where he will apply it to what would be equivalent to today's time period. Because he's going to let you know, like, look, in this time period, they were living like this and blah, blah, blah. Like, my pastor is an actual theologist, so he knows the history of the Bible.
Gotcha.
So if you don't know the history, you could take one scripture and try to apply that shit to actually, like, say some shit that's not even applicable. You know what I mean? So with that said, I think it's important for people to understand that you can't take every single thing literally, because anybody could write a sentence and depending upon what time period it was written in, it could be translated differently because, you know, that's like, for example, spare the rod, spoil the child, right? Some people hear that shit and think that means, oh, whoop your kids. But that's not what that shit means at all. Like, spare the rod is an analogy to a shepherd who has to use a rod to direct their sheep in the right path.
Right.
Your sheep have to follow you. So spare the rod is an analogy to the fact that you have to guide your children in the right way. Right. But some weird motherfucker said, oh, use the rod to hit your kid. Like, that's some stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who it was that said that that's what that shit meant, but that's not what that shit means at all.
Right.
You know?
I mean, but it's evident. Like, we know if you don't guide, you don't guide. The metaphor is plain as day.
But I hear people all the time say, spare the rod, spoil the child. And they mean it in a sense of like, oh, if you don't use the rod to hit the kids are going to be spoiled. Like, that's what they think that shit means.
Right.
So just saying that to say that, because I don't want to make this whole conversation about religion, but the point is just to say that, like, you know, I think that people who don't know how to appropriately read and apply scripture can often be misguided. And there's a lot of churches out here and a lot of pastors out here that's perpetrating that fuck up a good name.
And they out here for the bank. Yeah,
they preying on people instead of praying for people. So with that said, what did he say? Just going to leave this here. Nifo, this is what I'm reading from him. Just going to leave this here until God start going door to door telling us about him, her, or stop using humans to tell us about them. And any book telling people to be slaves, I will never subscribe to that. I'm assuming that's what he said to that. Again, context based on the time period. Slavery was very prevalent during that time, thousands of years ago in Egypt. It wasn't uncommon at that time. So,
gotcha.
But we'll continue this conversation
at
another time.
Yes, I plan on getting that together.
You know.
Yeah. Now, we coming up close to the second hour, and I wanted to talk about it's this guy that this dude I went to school with. He actually was the homie in school.
Used to be the homie
in high school, and I always he was so laid back, chill, and he gangbang. He was like a gangbanger. Like, I didn't know when I found out where he was from. I said, "Are you from over there?" Like, yeah, but he was so smart. It's like, nigga, you know, it didn't match up. So all these years, I haven't seen this nigga since I was 15. I haven't seen this nigga since I was 15. So, you know, somebody we know mutually had tagged him in a post on Instagram. I said, damn, that go my nigga, man. You know, some of you, if you listen to J Rock, you probably heard J Rock mention his name. His name is Puda. A nigga Puda May. So come to find out, I seen he was in jail. You know, he was, you know, locked up. And I said, yo, like what's going on with you, Puda? A long time no see. What's going on with you? How much time you down for? That nigga said, man, I'm doing life.
Ooh. Life?
Yeah, I'm doing life. And he was like, he doing life for attempted murder. You know, and
Not life.
and it's, you know, some people say it's unheard of to do, you know, life for attempted murder, like, you know, but, you know, he said he was innocent. And I know a lot of people probably be like, yo, you know, everybody, they say everybody in jail think they innocent, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that got me was, now mind you, I haven't seen this nigga since I was 15, and I always thought about whatever happened to this nigga Puda. So
Puda.
Yeah. So I say, yo, send me your information. I'm gonna shoot you some bread on GP. Like, you was a good nigga, man. Like, you was a good nigga. I sent the nigga the bread. This nigga said, dog, I appreciate that shit. That nigga said, the whole time I've been in here, you sent more than most of my close friends have sent. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even a lot. You know what I'm saying? I sent a little piece. You know, it wasn't no big, you know, thousands and hundreds. You know what I'm saying? But it was just a little piece, just to, you know, the holidays come, you go get your little what's the drink in prison called? Pruno. And it goes back to what we talked about, and I hope that, you know, with this show, that it's younger people that listen and know that when you gang banging, like, this shit ain't, it's not cool at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You got this nigga that done put in, you know, from, you know, what I hear through the streets, like, put in major work. And if he went and did something with somebody and he's sitting in there, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but if he's saying he's innocent and he's sitting there for attempted murder for somebody else, like, this is why I don't like gang banging.
Well, also, it goes back to what we were talking about the last time we were here together, about that, like, no snitching shit.
Right. That, you know, I understand the no snitching situation, but my thing is, somebody shouldn't have to snitch, especially if it's your boy.
Yeah.
Why would you let your nigga go sit in the bean for some shit you did? Yeah, you know, gotta do the hip hop thing. Gotta do the hip hop thing. But you know, it's unfortunate, man. But to hear that, you know, what I sent him is more than his.
Oh, that's who I saw that post.
Yeah, to you know, to what I sent him, for him to say that that's more than his close friends have sent. It's like, damn, like you know, all these people love you when you out here, and they'll shout you out, and you go in there, like, and they not. That's a classic moment.
But, you know, no shade to your boy, but sometimes, like, niggas be in jail finessing and shit too, though. Like, I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but I got a homeboy who went to jail for he got accused of rape. Okay, now y'all, hey, oh my shit, oh hell no,
I got her, y'all. Hold on,
hell no,
hold on, I got her.
Nigga, I taught y'all this ice game shit. What do you mean? Ice Trader gang. What do you mean?
I'm trying to get your shit right.
I need to get this shit right. I feel some type of way. Can I hit this shit on the ground or something? Whoa. Oh no.
That shit gonna go through the ground.
No, for real. This shit is done.
At the bottom, it ain't done at the bottom?
No.
We'll fix it at break if the drink.
Well, point being, my he used to be my male best friend. I say used to be because this shit that he got accused of fucked with me personally as well. Those that know, like, this was my A1. Like, he's the reason why I don't rap anymore. Like, what's that? We got a call?
We got a call.
Oh, let's take this issue. I can continue the story later.
We have a call.
We got a caller.
Seriously, not another podcast. Who do we have?
This is your boy Nympho. What's going on?
What's happening, Nympho?
What's going on, Nymph?
Hey, I have to go to bed a little early because I have to go to work a little early. But I want to call and say,
oh, is that you?
Oh, this nigga's a fool.
Is that him playing or is that you?
That's not me. Did you call?
Wow. Did you flexing on us?
You called the show to try and give a drop after I gave you a drop already?
No. I just needed some background music while I said what's up. That's all.
He's so extra.
This nigga here.
God damn.
And he
I love that shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that shit is nice. What's going on with you, daughter, man?
Oh, what I want to say was that, man, about the situation about people being in jail, especially if they know they didn't, and they're taking it for somebody else.
Yeah,
man, you need to hang around some different folks, man, for real.
Who does?
Because I'm just saying, there's no need, there's no way I'm gonna sit in jail for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're facing life.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely not.
If you did dirt in the past and you paid your time and whatever for it, cool. But don't waste your life or have yourself just locked in the box for the rest of your life for somebody else, man. That makes absolutely no sense.
Hell nah. Especially if you got kids or a wife
Right.
that's counting on you.
yeah, and see that's where the hood shit. Like everybody, and like I say all the time, everybody in the city grew up in some neighborhood and knew
Right.
niggas. Like, but if you a real homie and real friend, you're not gonna let your boy. And I'm not saying this is what happened with Poodle, but you're not gonna have your boy sitting in jail knowing that he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you out here living scot free.
Living your
Especially
best
if
life.
this dude got kids and shit, that's wrong, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I can't believe this nigga called in with his show theme song.
Yeah.
Like,
Nympho extra, man.
Hey, I just wanted to call in instead of writing and say good night, man, and just want to say something about what you guys was talking about because I feel that, man. I mean, it's like, how can B send somebody something in jail and the persons or people who allegedly probably did whatever he's in jail for don't do shit?
yeah, I mean, it's niggas
Yeah.
out here like that, man. It's unfortunate, but hey, and if he and that's the thing about these days now. Like, back then OGs have more a hand in shit. Now niggas running wild and niggas used to get DP for shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, you talk to your partner, man. Tell him to keep his head up, and if there's any way he can fight whatever he's facing, man, fight that shit, man, to the fullest.
Hey, Nympho, you gonna put money on his books?
I don't put money on nobody else in jail. I'm sorry.
Do you put money on people's cash apps?
I'll send you $10 to fill in your titties. I listen to that shit.
Oh wow!
I was listening to that shit today when I was at work. She said, "I don't want my toes played with. I don't want my feet played with. You better rub on some titties or something."
Who
I was
said
like,
that?
I was like, "Shit, let me hurry up and write down her cash app info."
Wait. When did I say that?
You said that. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when Pickles, that dude Pickles, called in.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's when.
Well, did I say my
came in
cash
to
app
sit in
on the
for a little while,
episode?
and, this happened right before he walked in.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Well,
Pause. This nigga said pause.
well.
Hey, Nympho, my baby brother said pause on the DP though.
I just want to. I have to go back and listen to her cash app info, man. I'm gonna get that shit.
Okay, I'm down for this.
Can I get $20 though?
What?
Whoa! What? Don't you ask me for no $20 cash app. I will block you on cash app, my nigga. My block game is so strong.
Cash app, I don't get that.
Yes, they have a block button on cash app.
He blocked you, but he hit you through cash app.
That's an off-air discussion.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it tits for cash?
It's sad when you have to block someone on Cash App. He was asking me how did I block a nigga on Cash App?
Oh yeah. I think we talked. Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah,
he went back like shit. That was what, about 3, 4, 5 episodes ago.
Hey man, that mean he checking us out.
Yeah, because I heard the last ones, but I didn't hear the couple of ones before that. So, and I heard the little back and forth of Pickles and whatnot. That was hilarious.
R.I.P. to Pickles. That nigga.
Don't say R.I.P. to Pickles.
I mean, he's gone. He's a goner.
Yeah, he hasn't been active, so I guess he probably like done to the show that hoodoo shit. AC put hoodoo on Pickles. Some hoodoo shit on Pickles.
Hoodoo.
Shaking that salt, getting salt shaking.
Yeah, she had that nigga on the knees throwing salt.
Jeez.
That visual.
Damn, she broke the nigga down to the compound.
What's happening?
Hey, AC.
What's up?
On that note.
Oh.
Listen
Lord.
All
Nah,
right,
I'm
Nympho.
saying, man. Y'all
That
enjoy the
nigga
rest of your
sound like
show,
he
man.
on the
I'm gonna hit the
chat.
bed, man. I gotta get up early in the morning.
All right, man. Be safe,
All
man.
right, bye.
Peace.
All right, guys.
Peace. That was Nympho of No Rules for those that's listening live.
1/3.
Yeah, 1/3 of the awesome threesome.
You just had to do it, huh?
I fucking had to.
You had to do it. You know Will hates that shit.
Hate that shit.
Don't do Will like
They
that.
say, hey, man, no awesome threesome today, man. That shit was
Dude.
funny. So we about to go into the second hour, of course. I got some new music by Ice Cube
Yes.
off his new album called Everything's Corrupt. It's a song and it's retro. It's called The New Funkadelic.
Oh, you playing a different one.
The New Funkadelic by
Okay.
Ice Cube, y'all.
You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. So sweet. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. Like booty meat. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. No matter who you meet, you can move your feet. Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. Better run, go tell him. Got an uncle named George. Horny motherfucker, always down the orge. Freaky motherfucker, want a Georgie porch. Treat a big booty like a smorgasbord. Freaks on the flow, freaks on the flow. How many of y'all freaks on the low? Freaks on the flow, freaks on the flow. How many of y'all freaks on the low? What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat. What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', bitch, I'm in the treat. What's up? What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat. What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat. You know all about that party life. Party life. 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 Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. Better run, go tell it. I heard weed was legal. Grow that shit, nigga, feed your people. I heard weed was legal. Grow that shit, nigga, feed your people. I heard weed was legal. Grow that shit, nigga, feed your people. I heard weed was legal. Grow that shit, nigga, feed your people. Come on. Let's make a toast to every nation. You know the funk will linger. All these motherfuckers wanna smell my finger. All these motherfuckers wanna fuck my singers. I don't give a damn, nigga, Jerry Springer. California love, California bud. Long as I got it, I don't give a fuck. It's the hypnotic, I'm the narcotic. So if you spot it, acting robotic, freeze. Just like a mannequin. And then start panicking. I'm too hard for you. They still wanna eat it like barbecue. Freaks on the flow, freaks on the flow. How many of y'all freaks on the low? Freaks on the flow, freaks on the flow. How many of y'all freaks on the low? Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Come through bumping that new funkadelic. That new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. You know that new funkadelic. Ice Cube got that new funkadelic. Better run, go tell it.
What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat. What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', bitch, I'm in the treat. What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat. What's up for the evening? I ain't in the trickin', I'm in the treat.
You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. Like booty meat. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. You know the beat so sweet like booty meat. No matter who you meet, you can move your feet.
Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. The
Yo.
beat so sweet like booty meat, bro. Booty meat is sweet?
Is your booty meat sweet?
I have no idea.
Can somebody vouch?
No.
Nobody went grocery shopping?
No. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Is that the sound that was going on?
No, nigga. I don't even know. I don't know. No.
Okay,
The fuck?
so it is. Are you live right now?
No.
Okay, so it is in the inbox on Facebook.
What is?
The topics that you sent.
Okay.
The king. You got the king of R&B shit that's going on.
Okay.
Excuse me. Let's see what else we got. We got how everybody's so sensitive with the you was talking about like the I don't know if it's the stuff you say around kids.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with that? Here you go. Look.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. So I'm trying to decide which one I'm gonna hop into first. How about?
And wait, before that, those that's listening live, what did y'all feel about Ice Cube's song off the Everything's Corrupt album? It's called the New Funkadelic. I see. Let's see. We got B Hop said yay. Nympho said West Side, and Mochahannes said.
What the hell is Cube talking about?
Mochahannes.
I'm not invited to the situation.
What situation? Yeah, spin that.
Nah, your shit is too heavy. I got it together now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
All right.
So,
Let's go.
I think we should jump into the sensitivity issue first, and then we'll end on a light note with the king of R&B.
Should I play Ralph Trash Van under it, the sensitivity song under it while we talk about sensitivity?
You need a man with sensitivity. A man like
baby.
that
That shit is classic.
Hey, look it up there.
I'm gonna have to play that shit
Look,
tomorrow.
y'all didn't know I could sing, did you?
Yeah, they knew.
Shit.
They knew.
If you want me to fuck it up, then I will fuck it up. But no, seriously though, don't you look like that? I was in the choir, okay?
Well, fuck it up then. Shit.
5th grade through 12th grade. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me get the song playing.
Karaoke queen.
Let me
Thank
get the
you.
song playing in the backdrop.
Hello and goodbye. Yeah, gently. So, what I want to know is, why is it that in today's climate, one cannot say anything without getting on someone's nerves or making someone offended? Like, for example, you know, you got to censor everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like for example, like if I say something on this podcast, I have to be concerned about whether or not it's going to come back up in the future because somebody might be offended. That's one piece.
Like the Kevin Hart issue.
Like the Kevin Hart situation. That's one piece, you know?
And however, they pick and choose who they go back and retro for. Like Amy Schumer had some shit where they was actually saying.
Yeah, I heard also Sarah Silverman,
and words that we don't use here on this show or Townhouse Media.
Mm-hmm. GAF spell forward.
Yeah. That word is something and even though I say like certain things being funny about, the LGBT stuff, it's that word I don't say, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's pretty hurtful, but you have these two women who said that and they're getting, we know the whole situation with, I just said her name. What the fuck is her name? Not Sarah Silverman, the other one.
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, not too long ago, it was just a big
Netflix.
thing. She got the big Netflix deal, but she's sitting here calling people, the word, the F-bomb. and she's still getting shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are they snatching her shit off? But
Nope, she got the leather special.
you feel me?
Her shit's got leathers. But see, and then on another note, you know, I was also thinking about, I'm a mother. Okay. Now, a motherfucker. I grew up in an era that, you know, I used to sneak and listen to Lil' Kim. I used to sneak and listen to Trina. I used to sneak and listen to Tupac and Corrupt and all them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I was listening to music with cuss words, okay? Probably from the time I was maybe like in 5th grade, so that's what, about 10 years old, maybe 4th grade, 5th grade, up until adulthood, okay? So with that said, I'm trying to figure out, why is it that there's such hypersensitivity? We're like, oh, you know, your kid can't hear this, your kid can't hear that. Like, granted, I know that there's like this concept that one should censor everything that their child hears as far as music in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But if they secretly sneaking and listening to that shit anyway, hypothetically, what is the difference if they do happen to hear it in the car with their parent? Like, we turned out okay. I feel like, and let's be honest here, some of us got cussed out worse by our parents than the shit that they're saying in these songs.
Yeah.
You know, and they want us to believe that the shit that Cardi B and Migos and them is saying is worse. Nigga, I was listening to some Trina like a week or so ago. I was like, this bitch was cold, nigga. No wonder I turned out like this. If I was listening to her in 8th grade, nigga, no wonder I'm a fucking savage. Like, this shit is wild.
Are you really a savage?
Hell yeah.
Why you feel you're a savage?
Nigga, that's none of y'all's business.
Savage.
But when I get a nigga one day,
No, I'm just talking about that.
You know, he gonna find out.
Don't be a pick me.
But I'm just saying though.
Right. Okay.
So the point is that I don't feel like it's necessary to be hypersensitive in all these situations. You know, I think that, like, even with this bullying shit, like, what does it say? Ah, nigga, with this bullying shit, like everybody is like, oh, you know, bullying this, bullying that. Nigga, it was normal to get bullied in school. I feel like that shit builds character to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be the person that I am today had it not been for other kids talking shit. Like, that shit helped me to be the shit talking individual that I learned to be. You know, I had to build my character, get clever. I was the class clown because, you know, I'm like, okay, I got to have an advantage over them. You know, it's like, the point is that I feel like to some extent they've like created an environment where there's just too much sensitivity. It is.
No, I'm laughing at the message boards, but I'm listening.
It's just too much sensitivity.
Now,
that's why kids is killing themselves and shit now, because it's like they're too sheltered. I feel like we were tougher. You know what I'm saying? Our generation was tougher. Like, even simple shit. Like, by the time I was my daughter's age, my mom could pretty much sleep the first half of the day and I would survive.
all right.
Like, my baby, she'll wake me up at 7 a.m. and act like she can't fucking make it out here. Like, mommy, I'm hungry. Like, mommy, can you make me some cereal? Like, mommy, can you do this? Like, I need to do, like,
now,
they can't do shit for themselves or something.
Now, excuse me. Now, it's times now more hectic than it was when we were kids.
Hectic as in what?
Streets wise, you got
Nigga, we grew up in the gangbanging era. Like, they don't see any of that shit.
Well, we keep them protected from it.
But I genuinely feel like the streets are more safer now than they were when I was growing up. I genuinely do feel that way. I think there's a perception that there's more danger now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that it's a reality. I just think that there's more visibility to certain things as far as like social media making stuff more known. But I don't think it's a reality.
I think it's more fucked up shit going on worldly, like blowing up shit's blowing up, these mass shootings. Do you remember any mass shootings growing up?
Like,
I remember the
you're saying,
Oklahoma
like, as far as like massive shooting.
mass shootings. Yeah, like I remember the Oklahoma City bomber when I was younger. And I don't remember. Columbine. Columbine. Now the shit is happening way more often than it used to. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, you got the shit that
But
happened.
that's my point. I feel like the climate as a whole, and not necessarily just kids, but the climate as a whole is just more sensitive. God damn it, this tripod ain't shit.
You can't make it stand up. You breaking it. Now, it's a coin toss because I understand how kids are growing up now. Okay, let's say like me. I grew up in a neighborhood, in different neighborhoods that was crazy, and I seen a lot of shit that I shouldn't have seen growing up. You know, from fucking dead bodies to crackheads smoking crack to watching niggas smoke sherm, all kind of shit that I was exposed to at a young age, and you know, seeing niggas get killed here and there, and you don't want your kid, you wouldn't want your kid to go through that and see all of that. You know, I had a talk with my boy Bizzle, and for those that don't know, Bizzle is a well-known Christian rapper, and you know, he live in this community, this gated community, and he was like, dog, you know,
Make sure you enunciate. Gated, right? Not gay community.
gated. It sounds like I said gay.
Absolutely.
Far
it is.
from gay.
Okay,
He live in
gated.
a gated community.
Thank you.
And he was like, dog, like this right here, this is the first generation of my family that didn't grow up in the hood. Like, it's starting a whole new trend. Like, I don't think that, you know, it's going to be set up to where nobody else will have to grow up in the hood from him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with my sister, you know, the stuff that I seen growing up, I don't think she can handle that shit. So sometimes you keep your kids sheltered from that type of shit. And
But see, okay, let me be completely honest here.
okay.
And I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't want my kid to be a punk, though. Like, do you know that I have a certain sense of pride? I was just talking to our girl about this shit the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good to me, the fact that I know I could go anywhere and feel comfortable. Like when I used to work for child safety and shit, and they had me stationed going in Nickerson Gardens and shit, Jordan Downs, Imperial Courts and shit, having to ask people about their kids and shit. Like, I feel good knowing that I don't feel like an outsider going into those places. You know what I mean? There's some people who would be scared shitless. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the first time I had to do it, I was nervous only because I knew what I was going there for. And I'm like, fuck, like, how they gonna react with me going in here, like, asking them questions about this shit, you know?
All right.
But my point is just to say, like, I feel comfortable everywhere because my mom exposed me to the, you know, better things. And then I also grew up in Inglewood. And then also my grandpa was from Watts. My grandma lived in Hawthorne. So I got exposed to all different walks of life. I think it's a disadvantage sometimes to
When you
be
grow
too
up
guarded.
Yeah.
And
Now-
I went to private school. So it's like I had all the different elements.
Right. Yeah, we share similar upbringings. Like on my mom's side, it was more struggle, you know, and on my dad's side, it was like everything was peachy cream. Everything was peaches and cream over here, and it was like as a young child, like I said before, this didn't feel right. Everything right, like I felt more at home over there. I used to cry because I had to come here. I used to go there on the weekend. What'd you say?
I was like, is this shit looped or something?
I don't know what the fuck going on.
I'm like, that's the longest song in history.
That shit low key was going cool. That shit felt like some old school radio shit. But I used to cry when I used to have to leave from over there on the weekend and come back here.
To leave from where?
From the more rougher side of my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it just seemed like this is at a young age. I felt like that's
At
what
home.
I needed. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's good having that work that well rounded and like you
I agree.
growing up on this side, that side, and also living in Palmdale for a couple of years. That was my first time being around white people, and and it helps you. And these kids today don't get that. They either got all bad or all good.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just think that kids should be well-rounded,
Most definitely.
I don't think it should be all one way or all the other. Like, my baby gets exposed to the better sides because, like, where she's at now, she's in Redondo Beach with her aunt, so she gets to see that. But, where we live is, like, probably like a middle-class area. I mean, I think that kids should be exposed to all that. I don't think it should be all one or the other.
Right.
And I understand why people want to kind of guard their kids from everything, but I think it serve as a disadvantage because they're not they end up being, they're not culturally diverse. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And later on in life, it's going to be a disadvantage. Like, that's the one area where I could say, like, as a white person, that may not feel good to feel like you're scared all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely scared. Like, feeling like you have to clench your purse and shit. Like, I genuinely don't feel like that, even being a woman.
I ain't gonna front. Once upon a time, I think I was 24. I was driving school buses, and my trainer had us driving like around the city. This motherfuckers took us into the Nickerson Gardens, and I'm like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and around that time, it was cracking. Not to mention, one of the niggas on the bus was a Crip. So this nigga just like leaning, like, nigga, I ain't supposed to be over here because he from on that, in that city. I think it's different for women as opposed to males growing up.
I don't even know that it's a gender thing. I think I'm just a unique person in that way. Because, like, the anthropologist in me is, like, infatuated with hood shit. Like, even when I go to other countries, my friends be wanting to go, like, to the resort and shit. And I be like, fuck that. Like, let's go to the fucking, like, hood. Let's go see the locals and shit. I've always been like that. And not necessarily because, like, I'm a hood rat, but just because I just want to see the authentic shit. I don't want to see this fake, like, shit. Like, I want to see how real people live,
Mm-hmm.
And I think also I want to disprove stereotypes
Mm-hmm.
because people have this misconception that, it's not safe in certain places. And then you go there and you realize, like, it's just a fucking big ass apartment complex. Like, motherfuckers is doing the same shit here that they do in other places, except it's just bigger,
Right.
It's probably a more sense of community in that motherfucker than it is in some of these other areas where they isolated because it's such big ass gaps between they properties to where you don't even have nobody looking out for your shit, So, I mean, it's just all in how you look at shit,
Right.
But back to the subject matter, though, like, with the whole sensitivity aspect, like, I guess the point is just to say that I don't want to, I want to be the cool mom, Like, I want to be the mom where it's like, I don't want to feel like I'm overexposing my child, but at the same time, I don't want to have to censor everything either because I know she's going to see it anyway. I want to be able to control what she sees and explain shit to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we had a conversation. Did I talk about on the show one time where somebody at her school said something about rape?
Yes.
If me and her didn't have the relationship that we have, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to talk to her about that. That's just regular car conversation, us talking and shit.
But think of what that child is exposed to
That's
know about
my
rape.
whole point,
You know what I'm saying?
And my kid is like, I'll give you another example now. I'm exposing myself right now, but I'm going to keep it 100. This shit really happened.
Don't expose yourself.
I don't know what me and Neil was listening to in the car. We was listening to something. I think it was like something with 2 Chainz or something. And I guess 2 Chainz said something about, like, he made some comparison about, like, I got more hoes than Santa. And then Neil was like, he said he got more hoes than Santa. And Santa says, ho, ho, ho. So that's how many hoes 2 Chainz has. And I was like,
Son of a bitch.
I was like, nigga, don't say that. And she was like, what, Mom? 2 Chainz has 3 hoes. That's how many hoes Santa has. Whatever. Now, she did not have a clue what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
she was genuinely like just counting how many hoes Santa has. And
Right.
she said 2 Chainz got as many hoes as Santa. So 2 Chainz got 3 hoes. And like, it made me realize in that moment, like, damn, I probably shouldn't be listening to certain shit with her in the car.
Right.
But it was funny at the same time because that proved to me how innocent she still is. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, she don't even know what the fuck she's listening to. It actually made me feel good in a way, you know, because if she was sitting there like, oh yeah, this nigga got
yeah.
hoes like Santa, you know, and really knew what this nigga was saying, then I'd be concerned. But her saying that actually let me know that, okay, I'm doing good as a parent. Like,
Yeah,
she
bro.
don't know what this nigga's saying.
You that line is funny as fuck.
But that shit was
Excuse me.
insane.
But yeah, you most definitely have to monetize. You have to monetize it. It's like us growing up and the sex scene come on the movie and they put the hand cover your eyes.
You know,
They-
mom, and then that's the thing too. I think that's why I'm the type of parent I am too, because my mom would kind of pick and choose when she would have me covered. Because like, if it was just genuine nudity,
Mhm.
she wouldn't make me cover my eyes. Like, say it's a scene where a woman is just nude in the scene, she wouldn't make me cover my eyes.
Well,
Now, if
that's
it was a
because y'all got-
sex scene,
Yeah.
then I would have to cover my eyes.
That's because y'all got the same thing. Me, that shit turned niggas into perverts.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from on that part. But I think there's some people who wouldn't let their kids. I remember I had a homegirl where her mom wouldn't even let her watch Martin, and that shit was insane because you know Martin was a big deal for us coming up,
Yeah.
and you know I didn't even realize that people's parents wasn't letting them watch Martin and shit
Yeah.
like that. But now that I'm older, I could understand that because when I was watching it one day as an adult, and I'm like, damn, they had a lot of sexual innuendos in that show,
Mm-hmm.
and it went over my head because I wasn't even that kind of kid, you know, like
Right.
I didn't even know what they was talking about.
Yeah, my grandma didn't used to let my brother watch Married with Children.
I couldn't watch The Simpsons. That was the one show my mom wouldn't let me watch.
Really?
She was not fucking with The Simpsons or that King of the Hill shit. None of that shit.
I never got into King of the Hill, but
I didn't care about that shit.
was
either.
King of the Hill bad like that? I mean, well,
It was basically like another version of that. You know what else I couldn't watch? What was that shit called? The shit that used to come on fucking MTV with them 2 white boys. Fuck.
MTV with the 2 white boys.
They used to watch music videos and
oh,
shit.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yes. I could not watch that shit. I could not watch that shit either. I used to sneak and watch it every now and then, but
Yeah. You know, it's I can't really remember stuff that like being on this side of the family over here. What I couldn't watch because I don't remember. I didn't used to watch. I just watched cartoons growing up, so it wasn't too much like regular TV I watched. But I wasn't on mom's side. Like I wasn't censored from all of that stuff. Like you know, it was like now sex scene. Yeah, you know, I have to, like you said, I have to cover my eyes up. But other than that, like you know, it was the violence, the gangbang shit. Because if you think about it, like a lot of that shit, it was like old movies like South Central, Menace to Society, Boys in the
I
Hood.
watched a lot of R-rated movies coming up too, but like you said, I just had to cover my eyes on certain scenes. Like I said, the same friend who couldn't watch Martin, I remember I was pissed. I remember her mom took us to go see Poetic Justice when it first came out. We went to the drive-in theater.
Mm.
We didn't even make it past the first fucking scene. Remember
when
the first
Q-Tip
scene?
got killed?
Yeah, because remember they were like making out in the car or some shit
Yeah.
like that. We had to leave at that point.
Damn.
I was hot.
Now, are you still in contact with her?
No.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, how did she turn out?
I mean, she was rebellious because her mom was super religious.
Yeah,
Super religious.
and I, you know, having a, you know, raise,
She was doing a lot of shit that I wasn't doing. She was smoking weed in high school, all kind of shit. Like I didn't do that shit till way later.
yeah, because you You was kind of innocent when I first met you.
Yeah, I was. I remember
You was a thug, but you like you. It was like a.
I was like, when I first met you, I was like curious about that lifestyle, but I was not with the shits at that time. You know what I mean? Because I remember the first time I met you, y'all was in the studio doing y'all shit, and you like, oh, you. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, you know, but
No, that wasn't the first.
yeah, that was the first time I met you. I remember y'all was in the studio, you and your boy, and then I was like, nah, I don't do that. But
I thought I was younger than that. So
nah, because I was like 14 years old.
So
But I was rapping at that time. That was when I first started like writing and rapping and shit.
Damn. So that means. Wow. Yeah. So wow. That's crazy. Yeah, you was innocent. Like, how does that? I remember.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think with me, because my mom, to some extent, I was kind of like my friend, but not as far out, because my mom exposed me, but also protected me. So I was always curious about shit because of the little bit of exposure I did get. So I remember, like, the little opportunities I did get to get exposed to shit, I would really try to find out more about it. Like, I remember when I was in high school, I go catch the bus to my homeboy's house that I was telling you about that went to jail, and like, you know, go fuck around with him. He was the one who I was like rapping with and shit. You know, I got my St. Bernard uniform and shit on the bus, going and smoking weed and shit with his ass after school, you know. And point being is just to say, like, I think that part of me is, what did he say? Hi, my name is AC, nigga. I'll slap, shoot.
I'll stab, shoot. That.
I ain't never said that, but y'all love to say that though.
You had You had a gangster ass verse. That shit was gangster as fuck.
It's crazy that this episode is called 38 Special, because I remember I had a little verse that says some shit like, my main bitch is my 38. That's the hoe I kick it with, and if a bitch talk shit, that's the hoe I stick it with.
Damn, you was
like,
that
I
bitch?
said some crazy shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
you were so innocent. Then you had that gangster ass shit. I'm like, I felt some kind of way back then. Like,
I just, you know, because I feel like motherfuckers underestimate me.
Back then, though?
So I had to overcompensate.
You was
absolutely back then.
You was this little white girl back then.
No, I was not a little white girl. See, that's the point. That's what you thought. So I had to let you know that that's not.
Because you bright now. So you know, as
even lighter.
Yeah, we get darker as we get older. Like, so you was like that right there.
No, nigga.
You was like that light right there. Like, hi, my name's Amber. Motherfucker, I shoot, I kill at will, steal wheel, steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me and Diamond laughed at that shit crazy. Like, damn, that shit fucked me up because I didn't think you had that in you.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I be feeling like, damn, like I wish that I had really lived that out. But at the same time, God intended for me to not be there, because I'm not confident that if I would have really been a rapper, that I would not have been on the same shit Future was on. Like, I definitely would have been with Future.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
What do you mean?
You'd have been right here where you at on this motherfucking show. Why would you? You wouldn't want you want Future?
Yes.
After all this shit, you still want Future?
Yes.
That's just like y'all. That's just like y'all.
I don't want to be his girl.
Oh, you just want to get gutted.
I mean, I don't know. What do you want from me? What do you want?
Hey, I can't wait to listen back to this, to that noise you was making with the grocery. So when I was like the grocery shopping, that noise, you're like,
like, yeah.
This nigga said, wait.
Nah, I don't know, man. I can't explain to y'all. Like, Future is just like, ugh.
Okay. Now, so the sensitivity, now that can roll into the Kevin Hart situation, which, you know, the situation he stepped down. I don't know if it's a deep dive, but it's like, nigga, you stepped down and apologize. Like, these other motherfuckers ain't doing both.
Let's just be real, okay? It's almost like when a person's telling you, like, look, we're going to fire you, so if you want to, like, just go on and gracefully bow out to save yourself the embarrassment, we'll let you do that.
Right.
That's what I feel like that situation was. So they pretty much just gave him the opportunity to make it look like he was
Like, oh yeah,
gracefully declining.
got you. Yeah,
That's what I think that shit was.
saying.
They was gonna let his ass go regardless. They were just giving him the opportunity to present it as if, what did he say? So I gotta be a weirdo to have a shot, AC. What? What's he talking about?
I think because he's saying Future's a weirdo.
Future is not a weird. Anywho.
Now, I understand what you're saying because where I work at, there's been people there that been what's the actual term for it?
It's basically called like involuntary resignation.
It's another word for this. I can't think of it, but I later on. But yeah, it's like you did some fucked up shit.
Voluntary resignation is like when you choose to resign. But an involuntary resignation is when, against your own will, you're being asked to resign. I've never been like fired from a job, but there was one place where they did that involuntary resignation bullshit because my car, my damn Camaro had gotten impounded and I wasn't able to make it to my job site anymore. And so because I wasn't able to fulfill my assignment, they basically told me like, well, we're going to have to ask you to resign because you can't fulfill the job duty. And so they did it that way to where it's like, okay, you're not being fired, but you're being asked to
like
resign,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So technically on applications where they ask if you ever been fired, you can still say no. So this is essentially what happened here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to the whole sensitivity shit. I have a problem with the fact that people can't say things that they want to say. I feel like people have to face the reality that everybody's not going to like you.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to one of my squadrons about this shit, even with regards to the shit that we're doing. Like, you know, there's going to be times where you get certain feedback. People are not necessarily going to like the shit that you say. I dealt with that shit even when we was doing this podcast shit.
Correct.
Like, you know, in the beginning, like, I had to adjust to that because they was going hard at one point, you know?
Right.
And I wasn't ready for that, you know? But then I had certain people in my ear who was telling me, like, look, obviously they putting that energy there for a reason. Like, they obviously like something that you're doing, or they doing it because they just want attention or whatever. Like, people have reasons why they do certain things that they do, or maybe they genuinely don't fucking like you and they want you to see what they don't like so you can change that shit. But whatever it is, you can learn something from it. But whatever it is, everybody's not gonna like you, and that's okay. But
Right.
People have this shit where they feel like, oh, you can't say that about gay people, you can't say that about black people, you can't say that about women. Why not?
Right.
I don't know why we are so sensitive now to where everybody has to have like PC
I'm glad you said
environment about every group of people. You know what I mean?
Now, not too long ago. Now you've heard stand-ups, black comedians stand-ups to where they'll talk about different races, and it was the incident with George Lopez where he made a black joke.
Okay.
And black people like went crazy.
That shit happened with Roseanne recently.
And he was like, I don't give a fuck, it's comedy.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, we have to be fair. We can sit and talk about
Lisa Lampanelli is known for talking about black men. Like, that's her claim to fame.
but she screw him too. She screwed more
But
than
it
she talk
doesn't
about.
matter.
Right. Now
And black people talk about everybody. So
right. So it's I think when it comes to comedy, you can do it, but it's a thin line.
I mean, I need to see what it was that he actually said that made them trip so bad. What did he actually say?
I'm not sure. I just remember in the headlines, and they was like pressing him about it. He was like, like, I don't give a fuck what the fuck y'all think. Like, this is my craft. I'm a comedian and I tell jokes. Like, no matter if it's funny, it's funny. And he had, you know, he been on tour with Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hewley, and somebody, I can't remember the other person, but he's on tour with black dudes, and they like, yeah, nigga, like, it's comedy. We sit here and tell jokes all day about whites or whatever the case, and we're not against him for saying that. And few blacks had a thing about oh, you just one of those following kissing the man's ass, but
Right.
It's the sensitive part, and understand with the Kevin Hart shit, that shit was years ago.
Yeah.
It's not like he I don't even think he said it in the sensitive times. It was like on the brink of the sensitive times. And
I don't know. I mean, I just want to first and foremost say I have no issue with gay people. But I think that what did he say? Yerd. What's up, Anthony?
Anthony in the building. We ain't seen him in a minute.
I know. What's up,
hold on,
my dude?
let me hold on, man. My guy, man.
Son of a bitch.
Now you say you don't have a problem with gay people.
I don't have a problem with gay people at all. Because depending on what day of the week it is, I might fall in that category. But
Girl, bye.
what? That was not the appropriate reaction.
The girls bi?
She did not say the girls bye. She said girl bye.
I mean,
Like as in like girl bye, like we over that shit.
it could be metaphor.
No, nigga.
Bi is bi.
It should have been like
Okay,
round of applause, my
okay,
nigga.
well, fuck it here. The girls bi.
Thank
Here
you.
we go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, point being is that thank you. We need these effects in order.
Son of a bitch.
Wow. You just had to do it. The point is that if somebody was to say, it's almost like, for example, I'm a plus size woman. Why are you looking at me like that, though?
What are you talking about?
Nigga, I see
What are
you.
you talking about?
Anyway.
I'm sitting here conversating.
Anyway, look, I'm a plus size woman. Okay. And if someone were to make a fat joke, what I'm going to do? Like, be like, oh, this is discriminatory against
Right.
fat people.
Right.
Like, that's just been done for decades. Like, I'm not going to start a movement like, oh, anti-fat people.
I'm surprised it hasn't started yet.
You know,
though. I'm really,
I don't understand. Like, is there like a anti-everything movement? Anti-light skinned people, because there's light skinned jokes like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Is there a light skin matters?
The light skin shit got pretty crazy, but it wasn't
light skin matters. Who's heading that?
You.
Well, who wants to sign up? God damn it.
Your high yellow ass.
Light skin matters.
Yep.
Because, we go through a lot of shit too, God damn it. And y'all don't realize it. Y'all always underestimating
You
us.
for sure could be the top level
You
boss
know?
for the light.
I'm just saying. And I love my beautiful chocolate melanin, on fleek, black people as well. But I just need y'all to know that I don't think I'm better than you. I know I'm not. Drake. This nigga be hot. You are absolutely right. God damn it.
I'm for everybody. The high yellows, the mochas.
Yeah, I think black people are beautiful because we come in all different shapes and colors. But my point is that if somebody was to talk shit about a fat person or a light-skinned person, I'm not going to get my panties in a bunch. And I don't want anybody else to do that either. I don't want to have to walk on eggshells and censor everything I'm saying because y'all know I'm crazy. So
you are crazy.
And I want to continue to be. I don't want to have to be around anybody that's going to make me feel like I can't be myself. So with that said, if somebody is making me feel like I have to censor every single fucking word that I'm saying, I have a problem with that. I'm going to always respect you, but I don't want to have to feel like I have to just,
Now, what do you think put us in what happened to where how did we get to this climate? Because now with the quote unquote homophobic shit, like there was shows where, like I was talking to my boy Joe and he was telling me about a episode of Sanford and Son that he watched where it was like this gay dude on there and he was like, Sanford was like going in on him like, hey man, I think he's kind of, doing that shit and like, and even on TV shows, Sanford and Son, they used to say nigga on regular TV. The Jeffersons used to say nigga on TV. Where did everything change? So it's like, okay, and people used to say, like, oh, that's gay on TV or whatever the case. You have big gay roles like I'm about to say Dharma and Greg. I forgot the name of that damn one of my show.
I think what it comes down to is people don't want to feel discriminated against, you know? Because even like when it comes to, like we said, talking about somebody's weight or whatever. I mean, even with skinny people, you notice people don't want to be skinny no more. Everybody want to be thick now. It's like you don't want to be too fat, but you do want to be thick.
That borderline.
You know? It's like slim thick. That's what they saying they are now. They slim thick, you know?
Everybody want that food.
It ain't cool to be skinny no more. You know, it's like, so the point is that everybody wants to be accepted. That's what this shit is really about. So anytime that someone feels like their group is not accepted socially, then they want to throw a fit. But people need to realize that there's always going to be somebody that's going to make you feel unaccepted.
Yeah. Right.
That's just fucking life. I don't seek acceptance from y'all motherfuckers. I love y'all. Y'all know I do. But my acceptance comes from like my baby or like my mother, you know, my employer, you know, my squad, shit like that. I don't look to like society for that shit as far as like strangers and shit like that.
Right.
You know, I do seek the feedback for guidance, but I'm not about to sit here and live my life by the shit that y'all are saying. Like, as in, like, I'm about to jump off a cliff if y'all don't like me, you know? There's some people who will do that, though. They will commit suicide because of some shit that somebody's saying in this message board.
And that, have you noticed, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but there's been a lot of kids that's not even in double digits yet killing themselves.
9-year-olds, people my daughter's age. Like I told you, my baby don't know shit. She's not even sophisticated enough to know how to kill herself. So that's another question I have too. How are these kids even sophisticated enough to know how to kill themselves? Like, she barely fucking figured out how to make slime, nigga. Like, how the fuck do you know how to kill yourself?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
that shit is wild.
Like, you know, this age, like, you know, I'm from the era where niggas had, for me being a big nigga had to have jokes. You either have to have jokes or you got to have hands. Because if you tired of niggas bagging on you, going to have to start swinging, or you going to, you going to get jokes up and get it popping. I got to the point to where, I got to the point to where my jokes got so crazy, niggas wouldn't even talk shit. Because I'll go in on and just crush niggas with the joke bars. You good? You look stupid into that shit.
Because I don't want to put it on the air, but I'm getting a text from one of my loved ones that it's a situation going on, and I told them I will like pull the fuck up if I need to. Like, it's some shit going on. I was trying not to put it out there, but
I see your face. Like, your face.
I'm sorry. I was trying.
Damn. You threw me back to when you
I'm
spit
sorry.
that verse.
I didn't know it was visible because I was feeling it.
This is what you was doing. You was like this. You was like.
I literally told her, I was like, nigga, I will leave here and pull the fuck up if I need to. It's some shit going on and I fucked with this person, so it's no problem.
Damn.
But the point is, chill the fuck out. Stop being sensitive, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Like, kids shouldn't be killing themselves at 9 years old, 10 years old, 13. Like, your life ain't even started. Ain't even almost started, Jay. You out here killing yourself. Like, you know, shit got to change, man. And we know it, but, you know, it's probably just, I don't know, it's probably going to get worse from here on out. Now, we got about
King of R&B.
6 minutes, yes.
What?
He said he was the king of R&B. Jacquees? What's the nigga name?
Whoa, my nigga. Was that supposed to be Jacquees?
Whoever he is, fuck that nigga.
I'm gonna need you to get this
right. That nigga is, like we talked about before, he's known for doing other people's shit. Now, he's not the king of R&B of this generation. That's his claim to fame. He said he's the king of R&B of this generation. Is he the king of R&B of this generation, AC?
Is he the king of R&B? He's definitely a prince. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't call him the king.
He's the prince. how can you be a prince? Oh, okay. Who would be the king of R&B right now?
King. Okay, see, this is what I struggle with because, like I said, the person who I will say I have issues with.
It been who? Chris Brown?
No,
Who?
I would say R. Kelly.
That's not this generation. That's that's
R. Kelly is still relevant to me.
but that's not this generation. That's not
Okay, so you want me to say someone like who's making shit like right now?
I would say the king of R&B of this generation is Chris Brown. I mean, if you want, you probably could throw Drake in there because Drake be singing like a motherfucker too. Well, he ain't hitting no notes like that, but his R&B songs is pretty dope. But if it had to go, it would be Chris Brown. Who can who in these newer generations who can fuck with Chris Brown? Don't say T.Y. Dolla $ign.
That's who I was thinking.
He can't fuck with Chris.
Nah, Ty Dolla $ign is talented as fuck. Like he play instruments, he sing, he produce. Like
B-Hop said The Weeknd. I ain't giving The Weeknd over Chris Brown.
B-Hop, I feel you. He got some bangers, but he's not the king by far.
Yeah, I'm not putting him over Chris.
Nah,
who's over
absolutely
Chris?
Not over Chris. That's hard. I would almost even say Neo, but he ain't came out with shit in a while.
Neo would he be 2000s? Because he came out in the early 2000s.
Because Neo got skills.
So in the 2010s era. So who? That's tough. I would say, I would have to give it to Chris Brown. This is like overall.
I mean, Usher was still relevant, right? What about Usher?
And see, that's the thing. Where would you put Usher? Because Usher came out in 94 or 5.
Confessions came out in the 2000s.
But his biggest
album was Confessions.
Was it?
To me, it was.
I think it may have been My Way.
Nah, Confessions was the biggest album because he came out with Papers after Confessions, but Confessions was the biggest album for sure.
But My Way was his big, like that was his day. Like people don't remember Usher's first.
I do remember My Way because technically there was another one after that. It was that 8701, and that was technically bigger than My Way.
No, I'm saying people don't remember his first album. My Way wasn't his first album when he was a little boy, and I might have to leave with that song playing, but that's back when he was over there with Puff. Puff brought him out, but that My Way was his shit. Like My Way came out in the late 90s, I think. So he might you have to put Usher in the 90s, even though he was still making relevant music. You know what I'm saying? In the 2000s, he probably would be by default he would be in the 90s, in late 90s. So in the 2010s, you can even throw him in the 2000s or whatnot, but in the 2010s, Chris is running shit. Chris been running shit since 2006, singing wise.
But I ain't gonna lie, the shit that Chris been coming out with lately has been bullshit to me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the shit that he been coming out with for the past like 3 years has been bullshit.
You got to understand, like
I don't have to understand anything. No. I know he's been coming out with bullshit.
Yeah, but in music, people only get a 10-year good run. If you lucky if you get a 10-year good run, you know what I'm saying. So eventually he's going to burn out. Let's not forget all the coke he's doing, all the drugs he's doing and shit.
We're not excusing all that shit. We're talking about the king. We ain't excusing that shit behind fucking coke and all that bullshit.
But overall, so you would go voice, albums, and sales if you putting the king up. And I don't know nobody who come close to that nigga when it comes to all of those. In the 2000s, the 2000s era, 2010s era. That's pretty tough. I
think y'all are really underestimating Jacquees. And remember like a while back, I sent you a message and I was like, that Jacquees album is fire. You don't remember when I sent you that message?
Yeah,
you was like, I don't know shit about it. And I was like, that shit is fire.
It was a mixtape.
No, that was an actual album. It was that 4275.
Yeah. I mean,
and in that mood, ooh, that mood, that's a mixtape with the Mood issue, nigga.
It just
The first time I heard mood, nigga.
that nigga just sound like
Oh my
Kermit the
God.
Frog to me. Like
Really?
that nigga tried to do that.
Have you heard the Mood album?
Yo, he lost points when he tried to do Chris Brown's song over and didn't do it no justice. Excuse me, miss.
No. Have you heard the Quee mixes?
When he redo everybody's songs?
Man, it's one called Persian Rugs. Nigga, that shit is a vibe. If you look up Persian Rugs,
Mm-hmm.
you could play that shit on the outro. Motherfuckers will get their whole life. Persian Rugs. That shit is on my Lit Session mix, ladies and gentlemen. If you need that issue, Lit Session mix on Spotify.
Oh, so you made you a playlist on Spotify? That's dope. Okay, I see. I'm gonna have to get into that.
But my point is that people are underestimating Jacquees. What about Frank Ocean? Ain't been relevant forever.
Frank Ocean, nah, we talk.
I mean, he has talent, but he hasn't been relevant for a very long time.
Yeah, Frank.
I would almost even say Miguel is one of the candidates. I really like Miguel, but he still isn't. He doesn't have enough to justify being the king.
That nigga ain't been the same since he leg dropped that bitch at the awards.
I'm legit like about to go to my list real quick before we go to see like who all's on there, so I could like see like okay, real quick, because I'm like it's gotta be somebody. God damn it, who's the king?
The 2000s though. Remember, it's the 2010s.
The
2010s.
The 2010s. He said 2010s, which would basically be our adult era.
Yes.
Bryson Tiller was that nigga.
Ain't fucking with Chris.
You think Bryson Tiller's not fucking with Chris?
No.
Bryson Tiller made the songs that
he
was saying all the shit that the niggas wanted to say, but didn't know how to fucking say.
He's a dope writer.
Tiller is that nigga. I think Tiller, that Trap Soul album is a motherfucking classic.
Yeah,
I think that album single-handedly is better than a lot of the shit that Chris Brown has done. I'm gonna be really honest about that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, Bryson Tiller is that nigga. He really is.
Bryson Tiller is very dope. Very dope.
He really is.
Exceptional writer.
Chris Brown can dance very well.
Chris Brown
but if
is
we're
just
talking about
overall.
singing-wise,
Like I said, it's an overall. When you say king, you got the vocals. You think Bryson Tiller can hit a better vocal than Chris?
I think that Bryson Tiller writes his own shit, and I don't think Chris Brown does. I don't think that Chris Brown writes his own shit,
which a lot of R&B people don't. But like I said,
but Bryson Tiller does.
Now, when
and
it comes to
a huge advantage. If I have to choose the writing your own songs over dancing for R&B, I think that writing your own songs is a better advantage.
But Bryson Tiller don't have a song bigger than a Chris Brown song. Bryson Tiller biggest song.
What do you think is Chris Brown's biggest song? Let's start there. I would almost say like his recent biggest song is Fine China.
I don't even know. I don't even know that shit.
Well, that's the point. And Bryson Tiller got Exchange. He got Don't.
Wait. You saying Fine China is Chris Brown's biggest song?
That's his biggest recent song.
No, I'm saying Bryson Tiller don't have a song bigger than Chris Brown. Like no Bryson Tiller song is bigger than Chris Brown. And let's not forget Bryson Tiller's second album was horribly trash. Let's not forget that.
His second album wasn't horribly trash. That Sorry Not Sorry was a vibe.
That album is cool?
That album is cool, low key. That album has some shit on it. It definitely was not as big as the first. And that's the problem when you have a first album that's classic like that. It was not as big as the first, but he still had bangers on that second one. Because that Sorry Not Sorry, everybody was banging that shit. Like summer 2015? Yeah.
No, was that 2015?
Yeah. Maybe 2016.
16. Now, I mean, you know,
Spring 2016.
At the end of the day, I guess it's the easy zone, but I don't think Bryson Tiller is bigger than Chris Brown. Overall, he's not bigger than Chris Brown.
Whew, that nigga Tank.
When Tank came out? Tank came out in the 2000s, huh? So when they go into 2000s,
that nigga Tank is that nigga though.
It's tough because in the years that he was doing this thing,
and Tank is not necessarily the king of R&B from the standpoint that like he has a long catalog, but I think the ladies will all agree that Tank is like he could sing. When he gets on the mic, he just like like when his shit come on, a nigga could get that issue. Mm-hmm. That shit it will give you that king R&B issue. That's like the equivalent of like Bobby Brown back in the day. Like that's why Bobby Brown calls himself the king of R&B, because he knows that he was the dude at that time who, when his shit came on, like he created that vibe.
Yeah, he was. Bobby Brown may have been.
He was a vibe.
He may have been the original.
That tenderoni and all that shit, like.
He may have been the original ratchet R&B singer.
I need you to find Persian rugs for them, though.
You want me to play Persian rugs?
You gotta find it for him.
Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. You know, who do you guys think the king of R&B is? If you listen to this, you know, after the fact, you're not listening to it live, you can still leave comments in there and we still will see them. You know, anything that you know, that we talked about tonight that you feel that, you know, you want to speak on, you can still leave comments. You don't have to worry. We'll still see them. Shout out to everybody in the message board.
Shout out. Let's go. Roll call.
Roll call.
Nigga, roll call.
Roll call. We got Anthony in this joint. B Hop. Nympho, of course. We got Mocha Hannes.
Her name is Talk Flirty.
We got
AKA Biggie F Wet.
Wait, hold on. How the fuck do this nigga Nympho got like 3 different pictures in here? This nigga's changing pictures?
No, he got different profiles.
Oh, okay.
Wait, but you scrolling all crazy. So we got the Rough Rider Nympho. We got the Eric Nympho.
Yeah, Nick. Who else we got? I said B-Hop. Diamond was in the building.
Diamond.
Yeah. In conclusion, everybody stop being so sensitive. You know, get your ass off your shoulders. I guess I'm gonna find this Persian rug she was talking about. It's
a vibe.
I had another song queued up.
Y'all don't trust me?
Trust
me. What do you mean?
It's not popping up.
You gotta go. Do you have
Nah.
Do you have my mixtapes?
Nah.
Can you play it from my phone?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, here, you can play it from my phone.
So it's a mixtape, so it's not even a real song.
Yes. It would fall back. It's a real song, sir. God. Thank you.
After she finished playing this, I'm gonna play some a new young nigga from up north named Haiti Baby. A song called Period.
Here it is right here. Number 2. You could just go on and press it and then put it on. It's a real song. Why he was
it's a mixtape. I couldn't find it on iTunes, so
you ain't gotta say all that. We heard you the first time. Thanks.
Where is it? Oh, Persian Rug.
All you have to do is read.
We up out of this joint. Y'all enjoy these 2 songs.
He's really trying it.
We got Jacquees and
Jacquees. Say his name right.
Persian Rugs, and then we got Haiti Baby with Period. We up out of here.
Colombian drugs, but she's straight from Decatur. Thought you were Colombian. Are we turning up, or are we wasting time? Girl, please don't waste my time. You know I Jacquees, I don't just wanna chill with you. I wanna turn up on. I wanna turn you on. I wanna lay with you. Jacquees, come do what it do. When we fucking, I be catching chills. I'm licking on your out to the feel. Can you feel it, babe? Can you feel it, baby? Can you feel me, babe? Can you feel me, baby? Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, hey, yeah. So live. I'm fucking you like a pro. Say baby, forward a pro. Yeah, I'ma give you just what you want. I'm thinking you slow. Yeah, forward your boy. Yeah, I'll be. Said I'll be. Said Colombian drugs. Are we turning up? Are we turning up? Are we turning up? Girl, we burning up. Girl, we burning up. Girl, we turning up. Girl, you turning up. Girl, we burning up. Girl, we burning up.
Get money. Say something slick, you getting packed the fuck out. Who me? I'm about to black the fuck out. Heady take cake, do the dash now. Fuck a vacay, I need my cash now. Stupid through the box, house skis. Quit acting like you that special, because I don't need you. Man, your nigga ain't that tough, he's a fucking clown. Come get your hoe on my DMs before I dig her down. Nigga, put that BB gun down, you ain't gon' shoot nothing. She want that addy, she can't get it unless she bring a friend. Bitch, call your baby daddy, tell that nigga to bring the bottle. Soon as that nigga pull up, bitch begin to swallow. Goggle, niggas start tripping, they go eat these hollows. Ops fell asleep in the telly, he when I see tomorrow. You the type of try to match with no fucking weed. Hell no, I don't wanna match, you smoking on C's. Betting I pull up to the party with no fucking bottle. You only ratchet in the mirror or the bathroom. Oh, you don't wanna fuck it up because your nigga here. You better listen to your best friend today, bitch. This ain't P. Diddy in your bed, you better take this. I'll pull your bundles off your head, leave you bald headed. I'll leave a bitch on what's way, walking butt naked. Leave your baby daddy in an alley, where hella hate. But this shit here, this your song, huh? You wanna slap boot up and put your heart out. This ain't what you thought it was, bitch. This that club shit. We just had to pull up in the party, fuck it up, sis. You just had to lay out with your nigga on some pop shit. How that rubber niggas and his candles on some dumb shit. Hopped up that minivan, AC the hit, man. Watch out, Haiti in the cup when I hit that chow. You pulled up in a NASCAR. Tell me what the fuck would you do? Period. Tell you what, bitch, I don't care. Period. Last time that I checked, you wasn't my bitch. Period. Crunch time when I was broke, you didn't come through. Period. Then my thing you on that block with that fuck Nick. Period. Watch me flex on my ex, fuck that broke bitch. Period. Watch me flex on my ex, fuck that broke bitch. Period.
Son of a bitch.
Suck it easy.